Welcome to Eye Contact. I'm Damien Gatinel. Corneal imaging is a key part of our daily practice. Today, I'm talking with Dr. Cynthia Roberts about current approaches to getting the best results when measuring the cornea. Welcome, Dr. Roberts.
Thank you, Damien. I appreciate that.
So let's start with the basics. How good that we are measuring the cornea, and what do we need to do better?
I think the imaging capabilities we have right now are really excellent. I think where we need to look for improvement is in measuring the biomechanics of the cornea. We have very good single value measurements of corneal biomechanics, but really the key, I think, is looking for spatial distribution, both two-dimensionally on the surface as well as depth resolution.
So I think we have many options today, like tomography, topography, pachymetry, OCT. So in your opinion, what should we go for? How do they fit in?
I think each one has a place in clinical practice. Certainly OCT gives very high resolution, but the image itself is a scanning image so that each B scan is constructed of many A scans. So some of the other devices like topography, they're again different technologies. So the technologies based on placido imaging do very well in curvature mapping, but they don't provide pachymetry or posterior corneal detail. So the tomographers based on Scheimpflug imaging give more detail about the anterior segment. But without the placido, they do very well in elevation and pachymetry, but maybe not quite as good in curvature.
Right. So could you give us some tips for getting the best of each technology?
Yes, you know, the Scheimpflug technology is the head of the device spins. So I think it's very important that you get your patient to blink right before the measurement and then tell them, keep your eye open, open, open during the measurement. Because if it's interrupted, the whole measurement must be repeated. Whereas with other devices, like for OCT that's based on infrared light, they can blink during the measurement and the device will actually compensate and continue to acquire. So I think it's very important to have good communication with your patient, make sure they know when to keep their eye open and when they can blink.
Okay. And what looks good on the research front? Are you familiar, and what should we expect from new technologies such as the Brillouin microscopy?
And as a French person, you'll have to teach everybody how to pronounce that because it's mispronounced all over the place. But it's pretty exciting because it's the first technology to be introduced that can actually provide spatially resolved biomechanical information of the cornea. So each A scan, so to speak, the equivalent of an A scan, is a separate measurement. And so then the beam must be moved to another place. But they have actually pre-programmed scan patterns. The commercializing company has pre-programmed scan patterns that you can acquire with a single push of a button. But what each scan provides is depth information from the cornea. And I think that will really answer important questions like what is the difference between SMILE and LASIK in terms of the properties of the flap within the flap and the properties within the cap. So I think it's a very important technology that we need data from.
Thank you for joining us. For more information, please visit us at Eurotimes.org.